There's only one thing to do on a day like today, and that's show you my giant onions. Day number 99 of the Giant Onion Growing Challenge. I'm going to do a bit of repotting today. I've got 50% John Innes number 2 and 50% of Jack's Magic compost mixed together. And then to this total mix, I've added 25% of the perlite. So I'm upscaling from a 3 litre air pot to a 5 litre air pot. Now this is going to be very cosy. So the way I figured out of repotting these onions is to push all the compost in the side like this. So I squeeze it into the side and it gives like a little cavity. So hopefully it should just slide in. It's going to be very, very tight though. I'm wondering next year if I go from a 3 litre to maybe a 9 litre rather than 3 litre to 5 litre. So I'll just get this off here. Here's the roots. I'll show you what they look like now. If you can just about see it there. There you go. Some good roots on there. Probably could have stayed in a bit longer to be fair. It's going to be a right tight squeeze this is. Oh God. Oh. I'm just going to force it in. I'm just going to be brutal. Give it a wiggle. I'm going to push it down. There we go. Just get in. Just get in. Oh, get in. Please. There we go. It's going in. It's going in. These pots are quite difficult to repot on, especially with it only being a couple of litres upwards as well. So this is just going to have to stay in this pot now for a while. There we go. It's done. Right, we're on day number 107. The date is the 21st of January and you're bang up to date, so I'll show you exactly what they look like at the moment. One of them was, obviously you've seen, I was repotted into the 5 litre and it was just awful. So I did mention I was going to get a 9 litre next year, but I've actually thought, why not get it this year and just get it done. So I've purchased 3 9 litre pots. As you can see, the one that was sat inside it is the 3 litre. And it is a lot bigger than a 5 litre, but not crazy big. So I'm quite happy with that size, to be fair. So it's a bit better of a scale going up. So I'm just going to repot now this 5 litre one that I did the other day into the 9 litre. And I've had a good clear out of it as well. So there we go. There's the best one. Just about see it there. So like I said before, I push it all around the sides and around the base and then sit it into it. Seems to work a lot better, a lot easier. It's good with slightly damp compost as well. So this is the same compost that I used for the 5 litre potting on. I'm just putting it into the 9 litre. That's literally it. Everything else is the same. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, it's taken a little bit into there, but not a lot. So that's fine. I didn't expect any root growth to be going into there. There we go. So I'll pop that straight into there. Oh, it smells really oniony, this one. Whew, that is strong. Make your eyes water. Okay, so this last one, it was the one that started off in a little grey pot. It didn't have an air pot to start with, so once I had one available, I put it into the 1 litre and looked after it like that. So this one has been sat in the 3 litre air pot for a little bit less than the other ones have, but I'm going to repot it anyway. So we're going to put it in. This one was number 1 for ages, even though it wasn't in an air pot. But it's kind of like lagging behind a little bit now. It's not as thin, it's not as thick as the other ones, and the white shaft bit on it where it splits into leaves is not as long. So it'll be interesting to see that although this one was the one that was absolutely flying right from the start, whether it's kind of like run out of energy now. So this one's probably not been in these air pots perhaps about 2-3 weeks after the other ones. So yeah, you can tell the roots aren't as well developed, but they're fine. I mean, that's okay. Still some good roots on there. So this one could have definitely stayed in there a bit longer, but I'm a very impatient gardener and I want to get them, you know, into their longer term pots as quickly as possible, to be fair. There we go, pop him straight in there. There we go, I'll put the stakes back in and then I'll show you what they all look like. They're looking so good. I was actually really worried at one point. I thought they were going to like bulb. I thought they were bulbing up because the bases were so thick. But I googled it and it said if you're still getting new leaves every 7 to 10 days, then it's not in a bulbing phase, it's okay. So I've been monitoring that and they've been throwing out new leaves kind of every 3-4 days. So yeah, so they're definitely not bulbing, they're just going to be big boys, I think. So yeah, really happy with them so far. So I give them 1 ml of the feed to 1 litre of water, which is roughly about that much. So that's all I give them. And I feed them maybe once every couple of weeks. Just a really weak feed. And they have about 1 litre each. They have all 3 of those. And then I leave them to sit overnight in the water that I put in there, but these air pots seem to dry out quite quick, so I don't actually water from the bottom, I water from the top. I read somewhere as well that if you water from the top, like quite large amounts, it helps to flush all the new oxygen through as well, so the water just doesn't stagnate in there. So I've been watering from the top for pretty much the last couple of months now, so, and they seem to be fine. I think if you have good air circulation and pull a lot of the soil away from the base of the onion, they won't rot or anything like that. So yeah, I water from the top, and when I do water I flood it from all sides and let it just drain through and settle as it goes down. Like that, so they have 1 of those each. What I do as well, when I say pull the soil away, I make sure that I pull it away here. If you Google spooning, it tells you that you can get bigger onions if you spoon your onions. S-P-O-O-N, spoon. So you don't want anything to impede your leaves coming through there, so you want it to be thickening up as much as it can, because the new leaves come from the outside. So once that's drained down on this one, we just gently pull it all away from the onion and just leave it like that, and then it's absolutely fine. That's it, that's all I do. But yeah, they're looking great, aren't they? Absolutely huge. That's it, that's all I'm doing at the moment. So I'll give you another update kind of maybe in a couple of months on the giant onions and just show you how they're growing, see what's going on. But that's it now until the final potting on, really. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I love seeing all your updates and seeing how you're getting on. But take care everybody, and thank you so much for watching.